Hello. Glitchy title screen. Might be an emulator or translation error. But welcome everybody. Make sure this is going on. Might be an emulator or translation error. Okay, it does appear as though the sound of the game is a little quiet. Bump it up to about 20%. Hopefully that's okay. So welcome, I'm James Griggs. I recently completed a playthrough of Final Fantasy 1. I'm going to reposition this. Hopefully this is okay. I'm going to actually edit the scene just a little bit here. Let's see how that works. You know what? It's gonna bug me. I'm gonna bring it up to the side there. How do we like in that? So this is Final Fantasy II. I own a copy of Final Fantasy II. It's the PSP remake. You've heard me talk a lot about that. It was a 1 and 2 together in ones. I've never played through Final Fantasy II ever. I tried once. I made it about like a half hour. That tops, and I just put it off to the side. Just making sure that's all staying good. So, what I've decided here was to use. There is no official release of the NES version in English of Final Fantasy II. Back in '98, there was a big push, kind of when emulators kind of became a big thing, to get it a hacked version out there. They worked, a group of people I think worked on it. I don't know. I don't know the actual history of the translation. I do know that there were various versions of it. They stopped working on it back in 1998-ish, somewhere around there, and it's been basically out here ever since. So, this is going in fresh for me. Maybe it's fresh for some of you too. Why am I playing Final Fantasy II? I think part of it is it's always sort of been considered, at least from my perception, to be kind of like the black sheep of the Final Fantasy series. Nobody ever talks fondly about Final Fantasy II. 3 got a big remake. I haven't checked that out. May do that in the future. 3 got a big remake. A lot of people seem to like that one. And of course, all of the Super Nintendo ones have their audience, and from then on it became kind of huge and mainstream. But not 2. 2 just kind of just sits there. And I know it has a strange leveling system, and... Oh. Just making sure that the stream is staying up here. Because it's kind of cutting out a little bit there. But it is what it is. So, I'm going to play through this mostly spoiler-free with 2 exceptions. Fantasy 2. One is I'm keeping track of the bug list because Final Fantasy 1 was so filled with so many things that were just broken. I will be referring to the Final Fantasy wiki page that has... Oops. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make sure everything's kind of set up here at once. And the other is the story. Or the characters, I mean. This is the first Final Fantasy game that has named characters. They don't give you those names as defaults to begin with. And certainly it's fun to just put in your own names. But since this is my very first playthrough of this, I want to do... I just want to keep the characters as they're originally named and just kind of see how how they play out the story in this very early version. So, we've had the title screen up here long enough for pretty much anybody should have read it if you're really interested in it. People of Finn fought bravely for the kingdom and lost. 4 of Finn's youth must flee to Altea with the enemy just behind. So we are exiled, I guess, out of our land. So this is nice. It's the first game. First game with save slots. Well, I mean, first Final Fantasy game with save slots. So we're gonna go ahead and create a new thing. So here's what I was saying. We have characters here, and I'm hoping these are in order. So apparently this guy's name is Firion. F-I-R-I-O-N. Firion. And then the next guy's name is... I don't know what this guy's name is. Maybe I should actually look up a thing that's, Hey, I see some people already joining in. Do you know what the names of the characters are supposed to be? I kind of want to have them named out correctly. I know there's a guy named Guy, and I think the girl's name is Maria. But I kind of want to play through this. This is my first time playing through this game. So if you have any tips out there for me, please feel free to help me out. Come on. Character. If with the last of that, I will just I'll go back to the wiki and see what their names are supposed to be. Come on, Final Fantasy II. Yeah, people left already. That's okay. That is Guy. Is it Leon? Is he Leon? He is Leon. And I'm guessing this is Maria. I hope this is Maria. Looks like her. Maria. And this seemed like it might be Guy. This is Guy. Again, I don't know why I was being so anal about that. So the game starts off right away. You're in battle. Let's fight it. Already you can see some differences from Final Fantasy 1. The inclusion of magic points instead of having a limited amount of magic spells. Have no magic to begin the game with. Also seems to be that Maria appears to be on a second row, so this might be first inclusion of like front row, back row mechanics in Final Fantasy. Guessing maybe we can't win this battle. Sorry, I had like 3 people in here before. I scared them all off. Okay, so we lose up. Will he survive? scrolling text, it's not so smooth. I wonder if that's maybe a relic of the hacked ROM. I've never actually looked to see how the Japanese version runs. Does it have the similar, like, sort of stuttering, scrolling text like that? The Empire completes their worship at Bossk. I actually have to read the story. I don't have no idea what's going on. Remember the Wild Rose. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I thought Fynn was a person. I had to reread that a second time. Fynn is the place where we need to go. This is a, interesting little change up here. A new system in place. Hey. Hey, quick guy. Ooh, already there's promise of a canoe. That makes me excited. Okay, good. You don't have to. You can't say the password to everybody, which is good because otherwise I think I might be inclined to try to do that for every character just to see if I'm missing a secret or not. Lost confidence. Oops, I missed the first thing you said. So it looks like the sprites, ooh. Can't really change the order, but you can change whether or not somebody's in the front or back. So it looks like the old fighter sprite gets reused here as my main character, Firion. Oh yeah, I already talked to you. Okay, before I check out the city, I thought maybe I can get to the path to the right. Yeah. It's a nice new theme for the castle. Still very reminiscent of the NES style. King must really be out of it. He doesn't even know the password. So I'll finish checking this up. That city looked kind of crazy, and there's a lot more action going on in terms of people. Just a bed. So I think it's good I have the recent experience playing Final Fantasy 1 under my belt, so I'm kind of like, you know, used to that sort of play style. But here I have no nostalgia whatsoever for this game. So how I experience will be for the first time now, and I think that's going to change the way I look at this game a little bit. I'm Paul, the world's greatest thief. There's nothing I can't steal. Okay, so Paul can steal things. Good for you, Paul. Again, this being a fan translation, you can never be certain how well it is. I already can see that there's a lot more story in this game, or a lot more text than there even was in Final Fantasy 1. I mean, Final Fantasy 1 had pretty, I don't know if it was a bad translation, but things were kind of just awkward. Remember what a coward I am. Just knowing that that this was maybe kind of created by a community of people, or at least a community kind of got behind this guy who did the translation. Again, I don't know the exact details of it, but it seems to have stuck around, seems to have risen to a point where it's almost become like a de facto standard translation. Maybe at some point, if I like this game enough, I'll check out the remake just to see how the translation goes. I already know how the visuals and the sound is, and I don't like it. Paul only steals from the Empire. He's a good guy. Alright, this is interesting. You can't use this. It almost feels reminiscent of in Final Fantasy IV. You go into the city and there's like the little underground little warp between cities and places. Maybe that'll pop up later on as a possible choice here. Oh, I gotta see what the wells do. Nothing. Okay. See a white magic shop. Wow. So maybe it's just a magic shop because it is selling both what used to be black magic and white magic spells. Really expensive though. So I could buy Cure and still have 200 left, but let us see. Are we equipped with anything at all? So at least we start the game with something. Does she have any magic? Nobody has any magic to begin the game with. She does have a bow and clothes. And he has the axe and leather. So you don't start off like completely naked as you do in Final Fantasy 1. That being said, before I purchase a spell, I'll take a look at the weapon shop here and see if there's anything. So there's a broadsword. That would be another 400 as well. We'll check out the beginning. Shop here. Just curious, so I could probably use this leather helmet looks like the number one thing is fixed already. Your items go into your item bin. Weapons and armor are not separated out. So it looks like they already fixed one big complaint. So that gives her good head defense. So looking at the glitches for the system, it appears as though that in this original NES version, the people who are in the two middle slots have a greater chance of being hit. So I want to make sure that I have enough stuff for them to wear. Especially the guy who's going to be in the middle. Who will be in the middle and in the front row. And leather might be able to be equipped by everybody, but we'll see here. I'll give it back to Guy. Some people might be thinking, are you going to do a complete Final Fantasy playthrough? 1 to 14 plus all side nonsense? Probably not. I do have a strong inclination to play the first 6. 4 a little bit less because I've played it so many times. Ooh, a free inn. Nice. Let's see how the inn works here. Not too bad. So the game points you in the direction of Fynn. Ooh. Music's a little eerie, isn't it? Some obviously reused sprite work here for the overworld. Ooh. That's a nice little touch. A random airship came flying overhead. Another thing that I see here is that the water appears to be animated, so definitely doing a little bit more ambushed. Oh. Got guys right away that poison you. That makes me mad. That's my least favorite thing about the original Final Fantasy. And nobody has any magic. Oh, my poison went away. Take that back. They fixed poison. I'm happy with that. I'm hitting for nothing here. That's kind of weak. Fight up. I wish... Stats. Okay, that's right. So they're saying you can cheat this whole leveling up system because you can every time you use a sword, I used it 4 times there. Maybe that was including the first battle and the shield. That's how you start to level up your weapons and your equipment and stuff. And that seems to be like more important than other leveling. Maybe I'm not sure, but kind of see how it goes. So those enemies kind of ran away, but I still got some increase, albeit minor. pushed again. So what they're saying is you do this back and forth, and it counts as like each time is like a weapon use, so you can kind of like level up. Of course, Guy can't, because once he gets to that point, I'm just seeing if what I think is actually going to work. I don't plan on doing this as my main way of like leveling up. And the same thing for her. It is, for the time though, I think it's a fairly innovative thought, even if it doesn't work as planned. So it gets a hill. I may actually want to slow down the speed just because I don't see everything. So let's take a look at the stats, see what happened there. Yep. So it says I used the sword and shield 24 times now. I only really went through about, a round and a half. Should have really only increased 2, but it didn't actually increase the weapon skill, so I don't know how often you have to do that for the weapon skill. Let's see, Maria is using the bow 21 times. I'm going to hit the inn just to save. I think the inn still saves, right? Only free the first time, huh? That's how they get you. Is there a way to quit out? Oh, you actually have to save. You can only save on the world map. I see this is where this sort of concept came in. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to reset. Sure, there I am. What I'm going to do though is drop my speed down to about 5. And hopefully that will be fast enough to keep things moving along, but slow enough so that I can actually read the status effects as they pop up. Hornets appear to be the imps of this game. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to level up once using the cheap technique just to see how it works. Also going to have everybody attack the one enemy to see how they handled this in Final Fantasy II. Did they actually fix the targeting at this point? Also, I will just make a note here while I'm doing this. Although like Furion looks identical to the sprite, nearly identical to the sprite of the fighter in Final Fantasy I. Nice hit. You know, it's nice to see some new artwork, and obviously the sprites and stuff are different. They also got rid of the line in between the players and the enemies. It's still black background mostly, or at least the area that they're fighting on. But it does kind of help create the universe a little bit better. Ouch. Okay, Finn, Guy is ineffective. So it looks like I still need to kind of pay attention to how I'm targeting things. I'll tell you this, I already can tell I'm going to save and quit out again. 5 is way too slow. I'm just going to bump it down to 7. I could almost read it the way it was. So I gained like vitality. You'd want a 70%. I'm still at like, so I used it 42 times now. Unsure, maybe it's 100. Maybe every 100 you go up a level. I also have no idea what the max level is on this. Yeah, guys, poor guy's only used his axe 11 times. So let's save. Okay, we are saved. We will reset once again. And we will drop, use 7 as the speed. Just felt a little bit too slow. Airship, come pick me up. So, we'll explore here a little bit. Maybe a mistake. Leg eaters. Reminiscent of the snakes from the first one, all the new graphics. If I hadn't read a little bit about the leveling, I might be completely lost here. Especially if just playing Final Fantasy 1, you expect you're just going to get a level up, and then you get better stats. These guys look familiar. Goblins. So, this looks like maybe the translation was supposed to be Goblin, but they couldn't fit Goblin on the screen back on the original NES one, so they changed it to Imp. I chided the remake a little bit for the, changing them to Goblins, but if they were Goblins, okay, alright. I can forgive that. This kind of big lake. So there's a city up there in that corner. I'm guessing that might be Fynn. Possibly. Ambushed. I don't want to do this just to totally level up, but again, I want to see if it is 100 before you get a sword level up. That's also like a really forward way of thinking, though, of kind of letting how you play dictate your class. Something that I definitely have praised Dark Souls for. I already found the technique of going through everything. Getting them equal. Okay, seriously though. Did not. Alright, I was just checking some stuff. I'm gonna hit that in real quick. I didn't pay attention to see if I leveled up anything. No, 71. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna guess that that's 100. 100 uses of the old sword will level it up. I could see how that could also lead to wanting to waste a lot of time here at the beginning of the game and just level everything up. I will try not to do that. Let's Instead, I will push forward. How much money do I have, though? So I do have enough for a cure spell. Makes me think I should buy that. Now, I don't know, because I didn't choose classes, can anybody use a cure spell? That's interesting. So, should I be typical and give it to the girl? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Guy looks like a nurse to me. So we're going to give that to him. Nope. There was a 0-0 there too, so it looks like maybe you can level up the spells similarly to the way you level up everything else. Did I hit the end? Yeah, I hit the end. We'll also need to remember that hitting the end doesn't mean saving. So I may oversave a little bit here at the beginning. Kind of melancholy overworld theme. It doesn't sound like, but it evokes a similar feeling to the overworld theme of Final Fantasy VII. Ooh, misses all around. I'm hoping that part of what leveling up a weapon does means you miss less. It's no fun really to play a game where you're missing all the time. Realize I've been streaming for like 37 minutes and really haven't made any progress yet. That's okay. Maybe this is Finn up here. It looks like I can't get over without going up and around. We'll spread out the attacks, see what we can do. There you go. I may want to see if I can maybe get a PDF of, I suppose this would have to be translated as well, the original instruction manual for the game. Because back then they used to put a lot of information in those that was actually beneficial to learning the core systems of the game. Oh, I found this little town here. Hey guy, tell me about your town. This is Gatia. Finn is just beyond the lake. Thanks, you gave me exactly what I needed. We are now in Gatia. We've already made it to the second city. Pretty good. On a run. I don't want to divide up my stuff. I was sort of curious about buying the bow and giving it to my main character. I think that's going to be a mistake. I also, because they have the front and back lines, and if I'm not mistaken, there were no bows, right, in Final Fantasy 1 at all. I'm guessing that you need the bow to attack from the back line. As a matter of fact, if I can, I want to put Maria and Guy in the back for just one battle and see if they both can attack or not. Altea and Gatia. Nice little touch, little sister city for the opening city. It's also ominous, one could be destroyed. Waiting for that. That wouldn't be the first time that innocents are killed in a Final Fantasy game. There's a bar at the edge of Finn. And here's another one of these. I'm getting the distinct feeling, already seeing a second one just now, that my first inclination might be correct. I believe that'll probably end up being some sort of fast travel system. Potion shop. Whoa, this guy's got the expensive stuff right away. A crucifix. Yeah, not being released by Nintendo in America. I could definitely see this. Still have to buy potions one at a time. Not happy about that, but it looks like at least I'm already seeing an X potion. Phoenix down. Nice. So that's first appearance of that. I know they hacked it. They programmed it into the original game for the remake. That's Finn, beyond the lake, they said, so I have no idea what that little place is over to the right that I can't quite get to. Nice shot there. Maria can hit. Guy is ineffective. Can't just defend, so otherwise I would defend and just have Guy attack again and see ineffective. I think he can actually attack from the back. That's my gut feeling on that one. Furion, HP and vitality up. Is that because he got hit? Is getting hit important to leveling up as well? Oh. I like that. One MP to cast Cure. I should get Guy out of there. I forgot to change him over. Oops. Sorry, I said it's check messages. Please leave a massage. Guy is whiffing mostly because he's in the back row and can't attack. Well, let's just say this. I can already see why somebody would get a bad first impression of this game. I mean, graphically, and the sound is cool. Like they redid the battle theme. It's good. The overworld theme I've already commented on, and the castle theme, all fine. The graphics appear to be somewhat improved over the original NES, although it is reusing a lot of the sprites. These opening battles, though, are a little bit infuriating. I'll keep Maria in the back because she can seem to hit with that bow. Infuriated or not, I'm going to stick with it. At least until I get my levels up a little bit and kind of see how that translates. It might just become more fun. The battles might become more interesting later on once I actually start to level up these weapons. again, I don't really fault the game for it, but it doesn't, like a lot of old games. Oh, I can't attack the guys in the back. I thought I would be able to because she has the bow. Anyways, I was saying I don't fault the game necessarily for being like difficult to understand. Like I said, at least with the first Final Fantasy game, when it came out on the NES in America, it had a really thick instruction booklet that kind of walked you through kind of a little bit of the beginning stages of the game and really explained how the systems worked. And like I said, I assume it would be similar for this. I would need to see like a translated PDF of the Japanese instruction booklet to know for certain, but that's the way I can't imagine they would just expect you to just go into this game blind, sort of like the way I'm doing, and just figure it out. Alright. I actually don't mind the fact that they don't have, later on, all Final Fantasy games have a little bit of music that plays every time you go to the inn. I always hate that music. It's like always this soft lullaby, and it always it actually makes me feel like tired. So I'm glad that it's not there, because it seems to always push me to stop playing. I don't want to stop. Starting to hit a little bit more. I should check my stats. Maybe I am over level 2 now. Let's see. No level up stuff there. No, I'm getting close. I'm 91 uses of the sword. '91, '92. I'm going to make sure that it happens. '93. So amongst the other glitches, like I said, I did definitely read up on ways that this game is glitched out. So I know about this experience glitch, which I will try not to exploit too heavily moving forward, but I do just want to see myself level up quickly right now. But there's also the fact that the two people in the middle get attacked more often, and apparently there's dual wielding in this game, and it's somewhat broken. It's apparently just completely always based on the first weapon and not the second weapon, so I'll have to keep that in mind if that happens. And everybody's running away, that's great. So I did level up my sword and shield there. Now, if I was really, really crazy, I should have taken a look and see if that affected my attack, my hit percent, or my evade, or anything like that. I didn't really, although it was at 70 before. I don't know if that increased with the sword going up. One way to tell. No, that's not a really good way to tell. Okay. 51, 30, 56. So Maria has much less in terms of hit points. I don't know how important that is. Also, it appears I don't have a full party. There's obviously a slot for a fourth person here. Hi, Skylit. First time ever. Yeah, first time. First time playing Final Fantasy 2 ever. No, I shouldn't say ever. I tried it a little bit on an emulator years ago, and I'm already way past where I was. Like, I went through the first battle and kind of walked through the first town, did like 1 or 2 battles outside of town, and that's it. So now I've gone to the second town, leveled up a little bit, and I'm on my way, I guess. So I don't, other than reading up on the glitches, I'm not really sure what to expect. Already seeing that there's a little bit more story. I'm using the names as they were, as I saw them in a wiki. But I did not even look at it like an overworld map or exactly how the classes and leveling system work. So that's kind of new to me. I mean, it obviously appears to be based on usage of your weapons and things like that. And magic also appears to be able to level up that way. I don't know if like, so when I use cure, it levels up cure. Does that just make cure more effective when I get to the next level, or does it make it cost less? It only costs 1 now, so I guess it can't cost less. But I'm here just to figure it out. So far the enemies don't cause too much of a problem, although some of these fights are more tedious. It feels like I hit way less than I did in Final Fantasy 1, even at the beginning. Yeah, it's kind of a big worry for me. If this game glitches out too much, I may not play it. I know the title screen is glitchy on this version, playing it through an emulator. It appears though like it's a pretty decent copy. It's it's the copy that the community, I forget the name of the guy. There's a name of a person or a club or something that did this translation back in like '98, and they worked on it for, I don't know, a year or 2 back then. It's stuck around though, so it's like fairly common to find. Hoping I don't have too many problems with it. I do like that the way poison works, though. I don't need to like waste pures or get a magic spell to get rid of poison. And I actually don't mind the reused graphical assets either. So yeah, I have the PSP version, and I said I might play through it. I really dislike what they did with the graphics and the sound on the PSP version. It's hard for me to sit here and say I'm a purist because I'm playing a hacked copy of a ROM. But there's part of me that wants to experience it, Final Fantasy II, the way it originally came out. I just hope it's not too broken. And I hope the translation is okay. And I might, after I'm done with this, I think I might go to the PSP version, play through at least a little bit of it just to see how they chose to update it in that version. Rebels. Oh. Hey. Hey now. Wasn't expecting that. Kidding me? Run? Can I run? Well. Easy come, easy go. Unfortunately, I hadn't saved in a little while there. So I am back down to level 1 on my sword. Wow. Maybe you're supposed to level up a little bit before there. I'm going to avoid that town for the time being. Unless you can go in there and just not talk to the guy. He didn't attack me until I talked to him. For the time being, I might go up and check out the castle, but I will save before I go in. My other option besides playing this is I was going to get Dark Souls 2. I can't really afford to pick up a copy of Dark Souls 2 right now, but I was just thinking, like, well, maybe I'll die as much in this. It seems kind of difficult as well. Oh, she's not even, like, in the back row. Did I even save after I bought the spell? That's what I need to actually see. How much progress did I actually lose here? Because Firion is still down at 30 HP as well. Oh, this was after at least it was after I got the cure. It's also very possible that the game may sort of force you to grind a little bit. It wouldn't be it wouldn't be something new for Final Fantasy even at this point to have to grind before you move on to the next area. That being said, I'm going to check out that castle. Need to get everybody leveled up. Guy had an HP up. Oops. I didn't see how much does a cure actually do. It's at least 30. Yeah, I'm not against doing the grinding. It seems like I would maybe want to get my weapons up a little bit higher. It definitely doesn't feel good to like sit there and just whiff against the enemies and do no damage. Well, it did good in that battle. So, I don't think you were in here before. I'm guessing here on this, but it seems like there aren't defined classes so much in this game. More like you choose to like specialize kind of in certain abilities in that. So, if that is the case, that's pretty cool. That's actually what got me started thinking about the original Dark Souls that I only played through for the first time a couple months ago. Insofar as you choose a class at the beginning of that game, but you're allowed to sort of play by using your abilities, and so you can kind of make your characters however you want. Seems to be like a big area I can go explore. I don't want to go too far off in case it's like I'm not supposed to head that way yet. The game pointed me in the direction of Finn, so I will go to Finn. Yeah, like I said, it's a cool idea. I know you can exploit it because I was reading about the bugs in this game, so I know it's not a completely perfect system, but I think it's just cool that already at this point in Final Fantasy's history that they've already like thought about changing major systems. I'd like to see more of that kind of experimentation in like newer games too. I liked Final Fantasy XI quite a bit. I played a white mage. Only ever made it to level 20 because just the way that my life was at the time, I could never devote time to like sitting down and like grinding with a party, and so I did most of that game, like the first like 20 levels or whatever, just sort of solo. Occasionally, remember partying up in the what was a place? The Dunes? Velcrum Dunes or something like that. Okay, so I did save. I'm gonna try to go into the town without talking to the guy, see if that's possible. Okay. It does look possible, so you can kind of come in here and check things out, at least. That's kind of cool, though. The game forced me to think about that and learn it sort of on my own. Usually now in most modern games, when Velcrum Dunes, yeah, that was it. That was it. Spent a lot of time there, waiting for a party. I think that's where you had to grind near there or somewhere around there in order to get to the level where you could like get a chocobo, and for one of the components or something that you needed for it. I don't remember. That game had good music though. I remember that. I liked that game. So it's interesting here. I just noticed I'm in a town and got attacked by enemies. I mean, obviously, this town is being overrun by those guards, so I kind of have to work through that as well. I find it much easier to kind of talk through playing these old games. I was streaming some Diablo 3, just checking out the patch that had just come out with that over the past couple days, and I just felt like I was constantly having to pay attention to the screen. I just all of a sudden I stopped talking throughout most of those streams. Don't know that I will actually stick with that. It was fun to kind of go back to that game and check out the patch, but I mean it's still, I mean, you want to talk about grinding, that's pretty much what that game is, right? Nobody's in the weapon shop. I'm gonna guess that holds true for all the shops. Yeah. I can't get into the inn, so get the hell out of here. I'm glad that I came back in though, just to check it out. So Maria was in the back row in that opening battle, so maybe I should keep her in the back row. Like I say, she does have that bow. Oops, this isn't how you do it. I want to save again, just in case. Feeling it's gonna be be something bad. You can't go in the castle. Okay. Wow. So you must either have to take out those knights, or I don't know, go somewhere else. Go more south. I thought it was pretty much as south as I could go. I'll take your advice. Check it out. Battles where everybody's missing. Not really the most fun. Okay, so I finally got my sword and shield leveled up properly. Maybe I need to go to the southwest, although what's over here? Hey, I know you guys from other Final Fantasy games. You're not going to blow up or anything, right? Two hits for 0 damage. One hit for 0 damage. Bad feeling about this. Yeah, wow. Either that's just a rare monster. She's trapped, she can't run. So she's gonna get slaughtered. Well, I do have a save that's fairly close by. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to keep up with this, but I need to take a little break right now. That, you know, I don't mind getting wiped out. That's cool. It's interesting. It definitely makes the game like feel more like a puzzle I have to figure out here. You know, and it's a little bit more difficult just going in completely blind. But anyways, I will come back later on. I don't know if I should be able to get in a little bit more time later this morning or early this afternoon. But if not, tomorrow, definitely. I will be back on playing more Final Fantasy II. I want to know why this is sort of like the black sheep of the Final Fantasy series, at least in my opinion. From my history with the Final Fantasy series, I've never really read that much love for this game. So, whereas it seems like every other one seems to have its like admirers, I've never heard anyone say Final Fantasy II is my favorite Final Fantasy. So I'm going to continue on and check it out then. So thanks for tuning in. I am going to stop right now.